In this video, I will be discussing a section from the AfriForum report that deals with the response to violence directed at minorities. A study by AfriForum found that it is common for farm attacks and murders to increase in the months following incidents of hate speech that receive substantial coverage in the media. For example, in the month after former President Jacob Zuma sang "Shoot the Boer," 16 farm attacks occurred in which 6 people were murdered. The result was that farm attacks in the month thereafter were 11% and farm murders 36% higher than the average for 2012. After analyzing 5 incidents of high-profile hate speech directed at white farmers, AfriForum found that an average increase of farm murders of 74.8% in the months following these incidents. Farm murders have become a serious crisis in South Africa. A crisis, however, of which the existence is downplayed by many in government, but also that is downright denied by the president himself. AfriForum, on the other hand, argues that farm murders are a unique phenomenon that deserve a focused counter-strategy by the South African government, for several reasons. In terms of the unique frequency in which these attacks and murders are happening, the statistics on farm attacks and murders are controversial largely because conflicting statistics are released, even by the South African Police Service. According to the most credible numbers provided by the South African Police Service, there was an average of 680 farm attacks and 94 farm murders per year over a period of 21 years. This translates to 1.9 farm attacks per day and 1.8 farm murders per week. The unique levels of brutality inflicted upon the victims also cannot be ignored. Torture typically includes excessive stabbing, strangling, severe beating, burning with fire, boiling water, hot irons or melted plastic, gouging out the eyes of the victim, or even rape. Unique methods of torture include dragging victims behind vehicles over dirt roads, torturing with electric drills, and forcing bleach or other poisonous liquids down the victims' throats. In the financial year of 2016-17, victims were tortured in at least 13 of the cases, which makes up 17.6% of all the 74 farm murders that occurred that year. Despite the severity of the crisis, the South African government embarked on a gradual process of deprioritizing its reaction to the phenomenon. The crisis was reported by the South African government in the 1990s, and former President Nelson Mandela hosted a rural safety summit. Mandela said at the time, and I quote, "The government deplores the cold-blooded killings that have been taking place on the farms in the past few years. While killings on farms, like crime in general, have been a feature of South African life in general, the incidents of murder and assault in farming areas have increased dramatically in recent years." End quote. However, in 2003, without any prior notice or warning, former President Thabo Mbeki announced that the commando system would be phased out. This came as a shock at the time, seeing as there was no indication of any plans to take such a step. The commando system was the cornerstone of the Rural Protection Plan, and the closing down of the commando system effectively implied the end of this plan. Then, in 2007, and again without any announcement or explanation, the publication of statistics on farm attacks and farm murders was summarily stopped. This happened despite a 25% increase in farm attacks in the last year, in which statistics were published. According to the South African police data, there were 794 farm attacks in the financial year of 2006-07, up from 636 in the financial year of 2005-2006. According to this new policy, farm murders and farm attacks were, despite the sharp increase, officially no longer a priority crime. Since then, it has become commonplace for senior leaders of the ruling ANC party to either deny the existence of farm attacks, or to outright deny the extent thereof, or to justify these attacks by suggesting that farmers deserve it. The most popular explanation is to link farm attacks to labor-related concerns, suggesting that white farmers are murdered because of their treatment of black workers. This, despite the fact that the government-initiated commission of inquiry into farm attacks had found that only 1.6% of these attacks were the result of labor-related issues. This sentiment was even expressed by senior officers of the Department of Land Affairs and the Department of Police, including the Minister of Police, among others. In 2014, for example, the Deputy Minister in the Presidency, Obed Babela, re-emphasized, and I quote, we find that the most of the issues of the killings are labor-related in many respects, and that also others are because of the ill treatment that people go through and that they come back and take revenge. But there are obviously other patches where people just go in for the robbing, to go and rob. End quote. The denial of this crisis of farm attacks culminated in President Cyril Ramaphosa proclaiming to the international media in 2018 that this crisis doesn't even happen. This video forms part of a larger series of videos on AfriForum's report on minority rights. If you find it interesting, you can go check out the playlist that will be on my channel that has all the other videos as soon as they come up. If you are also interested in the type of content that I make, you can subscribe. And also, this is very important that these types of videos get out there to people that are interested. So you can share this video series, this video, or even the report itself with people that you think are interested or only are keeping an eye on South Africa, because it's very important that this information gets distributed to as many people that might find it interesting or even useful. And then as well, all the links that if you want to check the facts that I named in this video, all the links are in the description, so you can go check it out for yourself in your own free time. Also, if you have any comments on the content of this video, please leave a comment below the video. And as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.
And a lot of people fighting back against this nonsense. Conscious Caracol, whoever he or she is one of them.